Before we get started, I'm fully aware that this channel is mostly focused on Nintendo related content, and that this video is more about the PlayStation end of the spectrum. However, there are other games outside of the realm of the Big N that I find myself really interested in talking about, and hopefully videos like this will help me branch out a little bit. With that out of the way, let's get into it. What's going on everybody, I hope you're all good. My name is Peter, and for today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about Kena Bridge of Spirits. For those that don't know, this is an upcoming action-adventure title developed by the small LA-based studio Ember Lab that was announced during the recent PS5 reveal event. The reason why I wanted to make this video was simply because I really like what I've seen of it so far, and just want to talk about it in all honesty. I found that it has been the event's personal highlight for me, and it's the #1 title that's making me tempted to look further into the PS5 in general. So without further ado, let's get into why this game has piqued my interest. So, as I mentioned earlier, Kena is being developed by Ember Lab. If that name sounds familiar to any Legend of Zelda fans out there, you may recognise it from a fan-made short film based on Majora's Mask posted on YouTube in 2016 titled Terrible Fate. As a side note, this short was fantastically animated, and it captures the dark and creepy atmosphere of the fan favourite Zelda adventure really effectively, and I do recommend checking it out after this video. I'll leave a link in the description so you can give it a watch if you haven't seen it already. After seeing the trailer for Kena Bridge of Spirits, it's no surprise that the same studio was behind its visual pleasure, as we see similar levels of attention to detail and artistic direction in the game's characters, settings and animations. The Legend of Zelda comparisons don't stop there, however. Looking at the gameplay itself, it heavily reminded me of Breath of the Wild, especially with the combat. There seem to be variations of parrying enemy attacks, as well as the flurry rush type of attack, which fans of the 2017 open world title should be familiar with. The gorgeous lush environments shown so far also tell us that this is yet another world that players can get lost and immersed into as you explore it to your heart's content. The similarities to Zelda aren't the only reasons why Nintendo fans could potentially like this game, as I've also noticed some parallels to another fan favourite Nintendo franchise, Pikmin. If you've given up hope on Pikmin 4 happening anytime soon, then Kena Bridge of Spirits could very well be the next best thing. This is because based on some of the gameplay we've seen, we'll get to guide these small fuzzy creatures around known as the Rot. They can help you out in combat, as well as carry around objects of importance when in sufficient numbers. It's looking as if the more Rot you have under your guidance, the stronger of a force they'll become. Sounds familiar? I also want to mention that they most certainly have the cute factor too. Just look at them, I want giant plush toys of them for crying out loud. The Rot also seem important when it comes to restoring the natural beauty of the world, as we see in this clip here where the environment looks a bit washed out and dead, perhaps corrupted by some evil force, only for the grass to become greener and flowers start to grow after who I presume is Kena unleashes this sort of burst looking move on the area. While I have already made a bit of a habit of comparing this to other games, did anybody else think of Okami when they saw this part? I know making comparisons to pre-existing games isn't always the best thing to do with new games that are trying to establish its own identity, but I thought it was another interesting thing to point out, and I do intend for it to be a compliment as the likes of Zelda, Pikmin and Okami are some of my favourite games in general, so it's great to see elements of each being combined into one big game. I find it completely mind-blowing that the team of Ember Lab only consists of 14 people, yet they're able to pull off something that I would have easily initially thought was a AAA title. It looks like it could be a high-budget animated feature from the likes of Pixar or Studio Ghibli for crying out loud. And seeing as they're the same talent behind Terrible Fate, I'd keep my eye on these guys going forward and seeing what else they'll have on offer beyond Kena, as they're shaping up to have an awful lot of potential when it comes to future projects that they may be involved in. Anyway, that just about does it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any thoughts on Kena Bridge of Spirits in the comments below. Also, due to this video's topic being a little bit different from what I normally do, would you be interested in seeing more videos like this and seeing this channel branch out to beyond just Nintendo? It's just that I really enjoy putting this video together, and it's about a game that has made me really interested in giving this idea a go, so let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, see you later.